know that everyone's anxiety was up in 2020 and now it's 2021, and there still is, of course, anxiety going on. And with us is our favorite doctor to help us through it all, is Dr. Elizabeth Frederick. How are you, doctor?
Hi, I'm good, Brad. How are you?
You know what? I am doing great. I actually have been meditating. I've been working out, and I have really said, you know what? I can't stress over the little things. I can't let that be my problem. And I can't take on other people's problems, in 2021 like we did in 2020. And that's something that I
Right.
think you said you're seeing a lot of people still having those anxieties of what we are going through right now.
Yeah, there is. I mean, as much as we've been in it for as long as we have, and you think we would have adjusted in a lot of ways, and I do believe that we have, but it's still it's ongoing stressors and it's ongoing issues with school and what that means for the kids going back and forth between online and what it's meant for work stressors. And so, and just even the socialization aspect, people are still not socializing. They're still isolating frequently, quarantining. It's having just continued impact on everybody's stress levels.
So, okay, what are some of the common causes for anxiety right now? Right now, I mean, we've been talking, we got the vaccine going, it's starting to be nice out, people can get outside, but people are still having some common anxieties, aren't they?
Yes, and certainly COVID being one of the highest ones, and that is what we're still talking about in sessions very frequently. But then also, like I mentioned, with the work and the school stressors, and then just figuring out the new year. So people are still focusing on their goals for the new year. They're trying to get back in the rhythm, and that's all creating stress as well. And so it's just certainly an accumulation of all of it.
So let me ask you this, because I've been talking with some friends, parents who have, kids and stuff, and their anxiety has been they're not being a good parent right now because the kids are using DoorDash because they're at work and they're not getting them the proper lunch. They're not there to check on them. They're not, kind of interesting, they're not being the helicopter or lawnmower parents right now, and they have big anxiety about it.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. And it's having to leave kids at home more frequently on their own, because if they're at home doing the online school, and there's a lot of parents stressing about, are they allowing them to be on electronics for too long? And the screen time has certainly gone up during all of this. And then you're right, it's just trying to help the children navigate through the stressors they're dealing with as well. And you're absolutely right. Parents are struggling with just ensuring that they're meeting kids' basic needs right now.
Yeah. Okay. The anxiety takes on a lot of different things, and one is relationships are going through problems, but day-to-day functioning is really a problem with having these anxieties, right?
Yes, because having the anxiety, it's constant worry, and so constantly overanalyzing, overthinking, having difficulties falling asleep because of this, shifts in appetite. Also, I'm hearing so frequently, having a hard time even concentrating on work responsibilities, and so often staring at the screen without being overly productive because their mind is just wandering in so many directions. And so, it is really truly impacting daily functioning for a lot of people.
So, okay, managing the anxiety, that is so important right now. I know you've been coaching people, you've been helping them. Give us a few things that we could do to manage the anxiety.
Sure. So the first thing that I talk to a lot of people about is focusing on the present moment. Okay. So this is all that we can control. Meditation and mindfulness, as much as people feel like these are such buzzwords, they truly are effective. Hence the reason they are such popular topics. Using guided meditation. So Insight Timer, Headspace, there's multiple applications that people can use to guide them through the meditation process and even teach them how to meditate. A lot of those apps provide. And then I really encourage people, for the focusing on the present, to have some type of mantra or something that they tell themselves, like, in this moment, I'm okay. I have a lot of stressors in the past, maybe a lot of stressors in the future, but in this moment, I'm okay. Taking some deep breaths and really grounding. And so that's one of the first techniques I recommend.
So I like it. And I think one is also, and help me out with this, because I've been opening the door to friends just to listen, just to lean on. Like, that helps. I got a friend who calls me actually every morning. I hope I'm not getting them in trouble, but literally just kind of like says, hey, I'm a little worried about this today. And I literally go, It's all right. And I ask a few questions. How are you? Are you sure? And then it really helps. So I
Yeah.
think that's a big part, right?
Yes, and that would lead into focusing on what's within our circle of control. And that's a good reminder when our friends give us a call. It's a good reminder to give them, and it's a good reminder for ourselves. It's asserted that there's two things that we shouldn't worry about: the things that we can control and the things that we cannot. Because the things that we can control, we should change when we can. And the things we can't control, it's really up to us to let it go and not let it consume us.
So, and I know we're about to wrap it up here, but I think we both agree upon this one, and that is exercise takes care of a lot of anxiety that people just don't sit around and just be like, oh, what am I going to do? Get out and take a walk and figure out what you're going to do, right?
Yes, coping skills are so important, whether it's exercise, going for a walk, hobbies, music, your favorite Netflix show, whatever it is. Coping skills are crucial for changing the channel in your brain.
So I like it. All right, Dr. Frederick, how can people find out more? Well, first of all, how are you doing before I wrap this up? How are you?
Oh, Brad, thank you for asking. I really appreciate it. I'm doing well. I'm focusing on what's within my circle of control, meditating and exercising. So doing great.
There you go. And with that, let's talk about how you can, of course, help others. Well, how can people get a hold of you?
Absolutely. So our website is evolvecounselingaz.com. We're also on Instagram at Evolve Counseling, at Evolve Counseling AZ. And then we also have a YouTube channel, Evolve Counseling and Behavioral Health Services, and we put out a lot of videos to help with these things.
Perfect. Well, Doctor, thank you for joining us. I love always talking to you about, of course, taking care of ourselves mentally and physically to make sure that we take care of our families and friends. So thank you, Doctor.
Yes. Thank you so much, Brad.